this preview episode, we are joined by Chad French of Midwest Territory and Cam Adams of Paradigm Pro Wrestling to discuss the upcoming show, PAWCADE. Welcome to the road home from wrestling.
Here in my car, I feel safest of all. I can lock all my doors, and it's the only way I live in cars.
All right, welcome back to the road home from wrestling. My name's Andy. I'm coming to you live to tape, and today we got a couple guests. We're going to be previewing a couple shows, but our first guest we're going to introduce today is the man himself. He is the editor and owner of Midwest Territory. Together we are the real indie heartthrobs. It's Chad French. How you doing, buddy?
I'm living a dream, man. How are you?
Not bad. Is it a good dream or a bad dream?
Depends on the day, to be honest.
That's fair.
Today it's iffy.
Iffy. Okay, well, we'll be talking about that a little bit later. And that's not the only person we got. We also needed a representative, someone to, tell us all about Paradigm Pro Wrestling. And today we got Cam Adams, one of the movers and shakers and owners of Paradigm Pro Wrestling. What's going on, Cam?
What's up, man?
Oh, not too much. Are you done with your cilantro sauce, or you got a little more left? Or
I'm ready. I'm locked in.
Oh, yeah, okay. So today we're here to talk about PAWCADE, and PAWCADE is a big show. Chad, you are promoting your own show. You said you weren't going to do it. You promised you wouldn't, but it was all a lie. You're going to do your own show. Is that right?
To be fair, I'm not doing it by myself. Paradigm is helping me out with this. But it's a charity show, man. It's not like I'm trying to start a company or something ridiculous like that. Ask Cam how good throwing away money is.
Oh, dude, it's like my favorite thing.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's awful. Like it's the worst. But yeah, man, this is for a good cause. So hopefully this will turn out pretty well for us.
Well, why is it called PAWCADE? What the heck?
Oh, I mean, we're doing it for the Humane Society and the Washington County Animal Shelter. The Humane Society, obviously everybody knows about the Humane Society. They do their very best to help every single animal they can come across. And the Washington County Animal Shelter is a shelter we have here in Salem that actually doesn't receive any public funding at all. Everything they bring in is via donation. So any amount of money we can give these people will help both of these great organizations out. Now,
PAWCADE is going to be on July 11th, and that is in Indiana out there at the Washington County Fairgrounds. Now, Chad, tell me what kind of roller coaster have you been on over the past month or so, trying to figure out whether this thing's going to happen? And do you worry that it's still not going to happen?
Well, man, it's pretty frightening, to be honest, because obviously with the COVID situation, things are kind of fluid. We were worried for a bit. Actually, I'm still not 100% out of the woods, but we were worried a bit because they talked about moving the Washington County Fair, and they weren't sure when they were going to move it to. So I was worried they were going to take our building for that, which we've already lost one building over this thing. Well, not over this, but we've lost one building for the show already. I was hoping we didn't lose it twice. So as far as I know, at this moment, they are not doing that any type of fair thing on July 11th, which would be good. So we should have our building. So that's nice. I like that idea.
If I'm someone listening to this and I'm thinking about coming to this and I'm thinking, well, shit, I don't want to get sick. What kind of things are you going to be doing to protect folks, or is that something that you thought about and figured out yet?
Obviously, we're going to have as much stuff there for people to keep their hands clean. Try if we can get a hold of as many face masks as we can. The building's actually big enough where we can separate people some, and I'm not expecting a giant crowd, but with the size of that building, we could separate people pretty well. And even if they didn't want to wear masks, we could find a spot for them away from people that are wearing masks and stuff like that. I've got ideas as far as separating people out and making sure that everybody's as healthy as humanly possible. If one person gets sick from the show, I'd feel terrible. So.
Of course. And, that's kind of the point I'm trying to make here is that this is all, something for good. It's not something that we're out here, trying to get a bunch of people together for no reason. This is for a good cause. But, this leads to a very important question, though, Chad. Dogs are welcome to the show. Will you have masks for dogs?
I don't even know if they make masks for dogs, but we'll look into it. Also, we are going to have like doggy treats and stuff for sale there, doggy ice cream, that kind of deal. But I don't know about doggy masks yet. We're still trying to decide on that. I'm not even sure they make dog masks, but they might.
Now, we're going to go over some of the insane matches on this card and some of the fun people that'll be there. But, Cam, I was wondering, what is Paradigm Pro Wrestling's part in all this, and how have you kind of helped this whole situation come to be?
I mean, Chad does more for everything around here than he'll ever get credit for. So it's kind of one of those situations where he talked about while we were on a trip doing it. And I was like, all right, well, whatever you need, just make it happen. And we're also, we'll get to it a little later, but there's some direct involvement that I'll let Chad talk about here shortly.
So meaning some matches that could have some effect on things that happen at Paradigm Pro Wrestling? Is that what you mean?
Pretty much.
Okay, I gotcha. Awesome. Well,
Chad, go over that because it's his rodeo. I'm just here, man.
Okay.
Making sure that things go as smoothly as they can.
What is something that you do to make sure that things go smoothly?
I mean, just from an organizational standpoint, I've been promoting shows now for it'll end up being 3 years almost by the time everything gets back. So it's wild to think about because I mean I first came into contact with you when we weren't doing this at all. So it's kind of crazy like where we're at now in comparison to where we were.
It's nuts. I remember wandering into a flea market like almost 4 years ago now at this point, and all the relationships that have come from just doing that. It's a pretty cool thing, and Paradigm's been a really good partner for everybody out there, and we love Paradigm. So I'm happy you guys are sticking around. I'm happy you guys are helping Chad. Chad, which bizarre, crazy match are you most looking forward to? We're going to talk about them all, but what's the one that sticks in your mind is the one that is the one?
Man, there's a bunch of the whole show is actually going to be pretty fun. I'm actually, as far as the one I'm most looking forward to, probably hasn't even been announced yet, but Pondo and Effie's going to rule. Levi and John Wayne Murdoch in the Amish / gravel road street fight will be awesome. I mean, everything we've announced so far I'm excited about. Everything's special in its own way. I know that sounds ridiculous and cliche. That's because it 100% is, and I just want people to come to the show thinking every match can be awesome.
Well, but that's how that works when it's your baby, you know what I mean? You put work into every single one of these matches. I tell you one that I'm really looking forward to because there's this motherfucker named Ben. And Ben's always fucking everything up out there, and he might have to eat a little crow. Tell me about this match, featuring one of our favorites at Papa Kenway. Papa Kenway's going to be there. He's going to be cooking stuff. Ben's not allowed to eat it, but he may have to eat something else.
Yeah, Papa Kenway's a good dude. Papa Kenway's actually donating 10 pounds of his wings for us to auction off at the show for the puppies, which is nice. Papa Kenway and Ben have had some interesting little conversations on Twitter. They've been going back and forth for a while. So finally, Ben challenged Papa Kenway. So what we got is an old-fashioned dog food match. If Papa Kenway's individual loses to Ben's guy, who's Rudo Lamada, if Rudo pins Papa Kenway's person, then Papa Kenway has to be covered in dog food.
Ew, that's
yeah,
gross.
Man, that's not good. But if Papa Kenway's person wins, Papa Kenway gets 5 minutes with Ben.
Yeah, and he's going to beat the shit out of him, right?
It's probably not going to. It's probably not going to go well. Papa Kenway's, in shape. Ben is something. Ben's been in the ring. I hear he's got a good vertical suplex. That's all I know about Ben's in-ring stuff. But yeah, it should be interesting.
He has a decent record.
Yeah, I think he's undefeated. He might be undefeated.
I think he's lost once.
Which is the exact opposite of me. I'm only been defeated.
Well, I am undefeated, and I always will be. So, and I'll never fail to mention it if I get the opportunity.
Sweet roll up, bro.
Yeah, I mean, no one can fuck with that. But yeah, I can't wait to see Papa Kenway, in this blue mohawk that he's sporting nowadays, walk up to Ben after this match and say, "Are you talking to me?" That's what I want to see. I mean, what physical injury would you like to see Ben suffer at the hands of Papa Kenway?
Man, I don't want to see anybody suffer an injury. I mean, maybe
Ben?
hurt pride, maybe some injured pride. That would
What
be
about
nice.
would like he punch him in the face or something or?
I would like to see Papa Kenway get him down and shave his beard. That's what I want.
Okay, all right. See, there we go. Cam, what pride or physical injury would you like to see Ben suffer? Any comment about that? No. Cam?
Did Cam leave?
I'm
there
here
he
for anything that happens at all.
You're doing what?
I'm here for it. I'm here for anything that happens to Ben.
Okay. Why do you hate him?
I mean, he's just the kind of guy who, when something bad happens to him, people enjoy it.
Okay, fair enough.
It's actually not wrong.
That's correct. Now, there's also this huge battle royal, but it's not. Oh, it's a rumble, but it's the loyal rumble. Tell me about this, Chad.
Yeah, that's for only good boys and girls. They're all loyal. The Loyal Rumble is going to be, I don't want to say that we're ripping off other people's stuff, but we're going to be ripping off other people's stuff in this thing. As of the other day, we had over 30 people for this thing. So we're trying to figure out how social distancing is going to work in this match. Hopefully there's only 2 people in there at a time. Probably not what's going to happen, though. Thank God we're going to make sure everybody's healthy before we get them out there. But it's kind of like a Royal Rumble, kind of like that AEW where we send a few people down at once. It's going to be interesting. There's some good people in it. It should be fun.
Now, there's going to be different rules to this, like you said, and some of the folks that are going to show up in this, Charlie Cruel, Matt Atreya, we got Pizza Cat Jr., Wilson,
Jr. Wilson volleyball's in it. Yeah.
God.
Matt Nix is going to be in it. We're going to have several people in this thing. It should be fun, man. I love battle royals anyway, especially any type of battle royal where I get to count down from 5. That always makes me happy.
Can we just change it up and make it 6?
Yeah, well, maybe. We'll do 7. 7's the key, really. 7 chipmunks sitting on a branch. You know the old song.
I don't know that song, but what I do know is that will definitely confuse everyone in Kentuckiana. They won't know what to do with that. So, speaking of Kentuckiana, there is a match that's kind of Kentuckiana related. We have a Kentucky versus Indiana flag match. My guy, the man with 3 letters before syllables, ATM, and Nikki Campbell versus Lil Nyquil, Jonathan Wolf, who likes McChickies.
McChickies are delicious, to be fair. See, ATM, you've seen this on a lot of shows. ATM's mouth tends to write checks his ass can't cash. Can I say that on here? Can I say that on Road Home from Wrestling Podcast?
It might get edited out. I don't know. I'm not in control of all that. All I know is
is he still the owner of?
Yeah, you're fucking up right here. Is what's going on.
I'm not concerned about that. But he has a problem with running his mouth about Indiana, yada yada. So he started running his mouth. So we made Aaron Grider the special referee since they've got such a lovely history between the two of them. So he's special guest referee, and then he still wouldn't stop running his mouth. And then Nikki wouldn't stop running her mouth. So now Charlie Cruel's the guest timekeeper to make sure Nikki minds her P's and Q's. And there's talk that we might have a special outside ringside enforcer to keep ATM, under control.
I want to know what a ringside informer is. He's always telling the ref when the other guy's cheating.
Well, I would say enforcer, but it could be informer. He might blicky boom boom down. I don't know.
Hey, the informer is it.
Informer. We might
ringside informer is the one.
We might actually have someone dressed like Snow on the outside of the ring.
No, what? It's really just a dude who's reading old copies of Game Informer.
That would also be fine. Any of those things would be fine. So,
okay.
But yeah, so that should be a fun match. Both those talented young men, no matter what you think of their respective attitudes. Yeah. And Nikki's always a pleasure. when she's
She
not being
is.
a jerk face.
Hey, whoa. She is the queen of the world. So I think you better, back off a little bit.
I don't work for the Road Home from Wrestling, so I don't gotta fall for this. I don't gotta fall for their shenanigans. You, on the other hand, they write your paychecks.
Yeah, those exposure bucks are really.
Those exposure bucks are steep.
I mean, man.
Real quick, we should plug that ATM does have new shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. This will be nice. So does Lil NyQuil. Most of these people do. Go to Pro Wrestling Tees. They're having a sale sometime soon. Buy some independent wrestler shirts because they have your money.
They are having a sale
Buy
sometime soon.
Hoodfoot shirt.
Yeah,
That's right.
buy Hoodfoot shirt. Ooh, Hoodfoot's.
Buy the Hoodfoot shirt.
Man, man, I want to announce that match. Oh, I got some stuff. I got 2 matches that I haven't announced yet. Oh, they're both so good.
Hoodfoot will be there. That's Mo Atlas of the Lost Boys. And there's a rumor I've heard, and the mediums are talking about it. Some of these, I don't know. I hear the spirits are speaking of it, and that is that Chase Holliday's ghost may be at the show. Is that correct?
I cannot confirm nor deny. I will say that there will be a Ouija board at the show. Now, whether or not we can communicate with Straight Cakes, bless Straight Cakes, wherever he may be, whether we can communicate with him, whether we can get him there, that's between him and the Lord. But we're going to find that out for sure come PAWCADE. We'll find a spot for him if he comes back. Let's put it that way.
Now, there's
either way, he's always with us in our
he's
hearts.
with us. He's with us always.
Yeah, he's always liking my tweets. That's crazy. I don't see how that works, but so there's these 2 wrestlers, right? Every Tuesday they hang out at the arena, they wrestle each other. They try to get other people to come, but Mouse is there, so no one else comes. And that is Billy Starks and Adam Slade, and they are going to have a championship match. Who is the Tuesday night champion? So tell me about this.
The Tuesdays at 6 championship is a completely not made-up championship that has been defended 0 times. That probably won't be for a plastic belt. We're going to throw that out there. Probably won't be. It's definitely not for a WWE title belt that I bought at Walmart at all. It's not for that. But no, both these 2 have been going out for at least last year, trying to get better every single Tuesday night at the arena in Jeffersonville. One of them's going to prove, hey, who's got the most better? Is that the way to say it? That's how I'm going to say it, because I don't care. So it's going to be Slade and Pizza Cat Jr.'s favorite wrestler, Billy Starks, going at it.
Yeah, and Mouse will be at PAWCADE, is that right?
Mouse will be at PAWCADE, yes.
That's a shame.
Probably against his own will, but he will be there.
Yeah, well, that's a shame. Well, that match will be tremendous. I mean, Adam Slade, Paul, dude for life, I mean, he's my guy, and Billy Starks is on the come up. I'm really impressed with her, and I can't wait to see, her grow, because every time you see her, she gets better. Now, Billy's just recently kind of made her debut at Paradigm Pro Wrestling. How have you thought she's done so far? Did she defeat Nolan Edwards, or did he defeat her? I can't remember how that went.
Oh, she defeated Nolan Edwards.
Yeah.
So that was pretty crazy.
Well, have you been impressed with her at Paradigm Pro Wrestling?
Absolutely. She also really performed well in that multi-man between IFHY and the Premier. So
good stuff. Yeah, she's pretty good, and I can't wait to see, like I said, what else she does. Now, we love Papa Kenway, but we don't like the Kenway. That guy's a jerk. One time he choked you, Chad French. He tried to kill you. What happened there?
There's been actually several occasions where he's laid hands on me, which is not a pleasant thing.
No, I mean, it's not like you were hugging or something like that. He's just trying to beat you up and hurt you.
Yeah, he's had some issues. He's got anger issues. Let's be honest. Talented young guy, but just a complete and total prick.
That's fair.
Just awful. Just an awful human being. But super talented. And at PAWCADE, his battle with his alter ego. They're not alter ego. What is it? What is it called when you got a guy that's pretty much the doppelganger?
Doppelganger.
His doppelganger in Nolan Edwards. But Nolan hates when we say that. Nolan's his own guy, apparently. He yelled at me about it. He said that he does not want to be compared to Matt Kenway. And my response was, as usual, stop looking like Matt Kenway. So Hopefully the winner of this match will bust the other person's face up so badly that they never get compared again.
See,
So,
now we're wishing violence on people. That's what this show's all about. All right.
just a little bit of violence.
Well, speaking of violence, you mentioned it early. We have an Amish street fight in the gravel road or something match between Levi Everett, who is one of my favorites, and John Wayne Murdoch, one of the best wrestlers out of that area. Tell me, I mean, this is gonna be insane, right?
This is the one that could get a little out of control. We're still trying to find a cow to rent for PAWCADE, so if anybody knows of a cow I can rent, let me know. We're gonna have toys for these guys to play with. John Wayne Murdoch's gonna be way out of his element. I mean, there could be all kinds of Amish stuff for Levi to use as a weapon. But now think about it, Murdoch's insane and has probably used most of this stuff as a weapon anyway. So it's going to be two dudes. I'm guessing one of them will bleed just because, I mean, John Wayne Murdoch's in a match. So that's just my assumption.
You know, I picture this match as if, you know, the previous match ends and, you know, we think that the next match is starting and nothing happens. And then we kind of see off in the distance they're fighting. There they are. And they just get closer and closer, and that's kind of how the match starts because these guys probably just started out in the field fighting when they were kids anyway.
I'll tell you how I expect it to go. Have you seen the Family Guy episode with Peter and the chicken?
Yeah.
They go through like 8 seasons. I expect it to be like that.
Okay. I got you.
You can call whoever you want to, Peter or the giant chicken. It's up to you.
I'm not calling John Wayne Murdoch a chicken. So, well, okay. So what am I missing here? I know there's stuff I'm missing, but we got to talk to you about that because I'm not the guy that knows. I'm the guy that talks to the people that know.
Yeah, you're doing a very good job covering this stuff. We also got Pondo versus Effie. Madman Pondo, hardcore icon, legend, taking on the man, our Lord and Savior Effie. Should be a hell of a contest. I don't even know if there are any steps to this thing. I don't think there are. I'll just let those two dudes figure that out. If they want to fight in a street fight, they can. If they want to, like, winner hugs the other, I don't care. Do you really need hype for that match? It's Pondo versus Effie.
Those two want to wrestle each other, you know, so that's going to be awesome. And I'll tell you what, if some ref is in the middle of that ring telling them to get back in the ring or telling them to get off the top rope, I might get in the ring and attack that ref.
Sean might be there. Sean might be there, so he might say, hey, come on, guys. Come on. Hey, guys, come on. Come on, guys. Come on. We also have 2 matches that are unannounced that we might go ahead and announce there. Why not?
Yeah?
I mean, what do you think, Cam? Should we start announcing the other 2 matches?
I mean, we're here.
I mean, might as well. Okay, so one match is going to be – we may have to reinforce the ring for this one. We got ourselves what I'm going to refer to as a big dog scramble.
Ooh.
It's a little scramble match, and it's got some guys in it. So I'll just start running down names. So first we got your boy, Big Cuz.
Oh, nice. With Andre Macaroni. That's going to be awesome.
He will, in fact, be there. So that should be a interesting guy. Then he's going to be taking on Hoodfoot Mo Atlas.
Nice.
Which should be amazing. Bastard Cassidy.
Oh, shit. I saw him get chopped a lot.
Drew Dillinger.
He's a big dude, too. And him and Big Cuz, they got beef?
Yeah, man. Let's see. Who else? Oh, Duke the Nuke.
Nice. Like that guy. He's been around a long time.
Juicy Jimmy.
Sweet.
And finally, who is that other guy? I can't remember his name. Oh, yeah. Calvin fucking Tankman.
There you go. Now we're talking. Man.
That is the big dog scramble.
That's tremendous. I love that. That's awesome.
No one in that match weighs less than 300 pounds. Maybe Mo. Depends on his food intake that day. But, yeah. That should be interesting. And then, one more match, and this is going to be the last match we're going to announce. I can't even really announce all the competitors yet. But, Cam, do you want to get in on this one? This is for the thing.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, so the last one we're going to announce it's actually for the MidwestTerritory.com championship. We're debuting a title at Paradigm in partnership with MidwestTerritory.com. And it is going to be a ladder match of sorts with people that exist in it.
Okay.
For
To
sure.
be determined as far as the competitors, or do we have some idea of who might be in this?
There's some people in it. It'll be very interesting.
There are some people in it. I will say at least one person that he's been given a few opportunities. Heck, this guy, I don't know. He may be a double champion pretty soon in Paradigm. Freddie Hudson's going to be in this match.
Nice. The shooter himself.
Shooter. But
right.
Freddie the shooter also has a match 2 weeks later at Paradigm against Cole Radrick under UWFI rules for the title.
Oh my God! So he could end up going into that match the Midwestern Territory champion, and then he could take that belt probably pretty easily off Cole Radrick. He's probably gone soft in this whole COVID thing. So I'm sure Freddie Husband's been hitting the bricks, and he's gonna beat the shit out of Cole Radrick, which is one of my favorite things.
Maybe, man. He might still be beat up from the ladder match. To be fair,
that's true.
We could get a Freddie Hudson, Conor McGregor style post match press conference, because the double champ does what the fuck he wants.
He
Only
does.
it's Fred.
Yeah. And Freddie should be in front of a microphone at all times.
100%, always.
Due to his unmatched charisma and mic skills.
I'm all for it. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to see it. This sounds like a lot of fun, man. It's almost too much wrestling to pack into one day. This is going to be an all-day thing, right?
No, sir. We will be out of there. We will be out of there by 11 o'clock at the latest.
But what time does it start?
The latest. We are starting at 7 o'clock. This is no, man. This is not. I'm not Gary. I know exactly how long this shit is going.
Okay.
Yeah. We're good. We're out of here by 11.
I just spit water all over my computer.
Hey, brother. I've been to some of those long ass shows. It ain't happening on my watch.
Okay. Hey,
we got 9 matches. I got this shit timed out.
I will be there.
Speaking of long ass shows,
let's move on to heavy hitters.
Yeah, let's talk about heavy hitters. Tell me all about this, Cam.
July 24th.
Man.
So this is July 24th in Sellersburg, Indiana, in the new home of Paradigm Pro Wrestling, which is the Legion Hall there. You can look up the address and just search for Paradigm Pro Wrestling on all your social media to find them there. Cam, tell me, what is the heavy hitters? Tell me all about this.
So originally, Heavy Hitters 1 was just kind of like a strong style tournament, and we had a couple hardcore things in it because that's what we do for whether it makes sense or not. And then we had UWFI, which streamed on Independent Wrestling TV last week. You can go on there and watch it. I think it's the best show we've ever put on. Use promo code Paradigm for 5 days free. Smile. And then Heavy Hitters 2 is kind of the culmination of those things. So every match.
All of Gary's bad ideas are going into one show.
Yeah.
So no ropes on this.
No ropes. Only Streets of Rage backdrops.
No, don't give him any more ideas.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're speaking of Lawyer Gary, who is also part of the ownership group of Paradigm Pro Wrestling. And this kind of, UFWI or UWFI rules and all that stuff, that's been kind of a baby of his. You can go back and listen to him talk about it at length on an episode a couple months ago. And yeah, it was really fun to watch that show again. Now, I watched it, months ago when it first showed up on independent wrestling television, but watching it again was a lot of fun, tweeting along with everybody. And I said it on Twitter, but I'll say it again, man. Props to Paradigm Pro Wrestling for having the balls to put on a show like that, because those rules for that particular type of match, there's some people that could say, well, that's boring, but you figured out how to put the right talent in there to make it entertaining. And you got guys like Chad French just, calling being the judge. I mean, those are the right choices. You're making the right choices. So what kind of right choices are we making?
Chad may be the most decorated UWFI judge in North America.
Right now, probably. I'm also, this time, I get to judge the Brawl for All. So
Brawl for All.
I'm pretty hyped about that.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Cam, tell me about the Brawl for All and tell me about why should folks come to the Heavy Hitters on July 24th.
So originally we had it planned for March, and then, we got spirit bombed by, COVID. So, yeah. So, and we're kind of concerned that it was going to be hard to put together the same, because we were really excited about some of the things we had going, and we were concerned about whether we were going to be able to keep the same quality of show up. But I tend to agree. Me and Gary were speaking on it the other day. I do believe that this is a better card overall than what we had originally.
No kidding. Okay.
It's a hell of a card from what I've seen, man. It's frightening.
Well, can we talk about some of the folks that are on there?
Oh yeah. So we're running back that Stephan Bonner versus Matt Justice under hardcore rules because Stephan Bonner asked for it. So would you tell Stephan Bonner no?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Hopefully he comes back with his wonderful Old Navy jacket, which is my favorite thing.
He's not kidding. Ever. He brings this up literally, almost on a daily basis.
I love his American Psycho Old Navy jacket, dude. It's the best ring attire I've ever seen.
Man, they've got some bangers on this one, man, that they've announced so far.
Well,
it's crazy.
Some of the stuff I'm seeing is guys. Here's a match that people want to see. You want to see this, all right? Trust me. We got UWFI Rules Super Fight Chris Dickinson versus Lee Moriarty.
The best wrestler in North America.
Yeah,
Lee Moriarty.
Great. You got a hardcore rules match. You got Ron Mathis defending the honor of Paradigm Pro Wrestling versus the son of a bitch, Bobby Beverly, in a hardcore rules match. I don't know if you guys have been watching this, but Ron Mathis and Bruce Gray have been putting together a best of 7 series, and you can order that from them and hear exclusive episodes of the Road Home from Wrestling podcast just from ordering those. So you can't hear those anywhere else. Tell me about Bobby Beverly and the kind of bullshit he's been pulling there at Paradigm.
Hey man, I don't think in our entire time we've had someone who's just been on the bullshit quite as much as Bobby Beverly has been lately. He stole the title belt. He came out and attacked Cole, and then attacked Billy Starks, and then attacked Gary on his way out. So, but it's a hell of a thing to deal with, man. But hopefully Ron Mathis will handle it, and we can move on to better things.
Now, I failed to mention that this is a tournament. So it's a heavy hitters tournament, and basically each first round match has different stipulations and stuff. And then, there's going to be another, what do we got, tournament finals or a 10-person free-for-all, a total elimination match? How does this work? Somebody explain this to me.
So the closest thing to it, and it's not quite that, but the closest thing to it is the Lucha Underground Aztec Warfare.
Okay.
That's the closest thing to it. So anyone who has won a match earlier in the night is eligible to enter the final.
Okay. I've been watching, since the shutdown and everything, I've been watching through Lucha Underground again. And I you know, as podcaster or whatever, you writer, you talk about wrestling all the time. There's all this like cliche shit you end up saying all the time. But I swear to God, the Aztec Warfare #2 might be the best booked match I've ever seen in my entire life. It is fucking incredible. And, you know, that's something you want to see in person. So, you know, I mean, here's some other guys. Here's a match we got on this: Gary J versus Dominic Garrini. Yeah. You want to see that? My God.
WWF icon, man. So, Jesus like, Dom has been nearly unstoppable in UWFI matches since we reintroduced it to America, I guess. That's Gary's favorite thing to say.
He's right, and not only that, but Dominic Garini's made for this. I mean, this is like perfect for him. You know, guys like him. You know, Eric Stevens is another guy that just makes a lot of sense, and he'll be there. You know, but real quick, just about Gary J. You know, Chad, you get to see Gary J a lot. You're familiar with him quite a bit. Do you feel like I do that he's suddenly kind of been on the rise again? He kind of disappeared for a little while. He was around, but he's kind of back at it again. What do you think about his career lately?
I don't think Gary J really stepped off at all. I mean, sometimes you don't see him as much because Gary was getting out and traveling, man. But when Gary's around, Gary's on his game. Gary doesn't take nights off. Gary just beats the shit out of people. And him and Dom are going to probably try to murder each other. So that could be a sleeper for match of the night. If not, Eric Stevens and Reed Bentley. Which for some reason, I feel that is going to fuck hard, as the kids say.
It's going to be a banger.
I mean, that's another one you got. You also got Brett Eisen versus Bradley Prescott IV. I don't know, man. That's like a punishment for Bradley, kind of, right?
Is it, though? Because at this point, Brad has stepped up in every situation he's ever been in.
He's the ace of Paradigm Pro Wrestling.
Well, yeah, hasn't he like not lost a match there or something?
He's lost, but it's been a while.
Okay. It's been a while. So he's on a run. Hopefully, maybe he'll sober up for that match. You know, might be a good idea. You know,
why would he do that?
I don't know, man.
If I was going
to fight Brett
Eisen, I'd at least take the edge off before I had to
Fair enough.
Brett Eisen.
The human shotgun. Yes.
I mean, Nolan Edwards will be at this one, you know, and his face will maybe be beat up, maybe not. Depends on who wins that Kenway match at PAWCADE. But and he's taken on Violence is Forever, the other half of Violence is Forever, Kevin Koo. That's gonna be great. And man, I gotta say, I'm really interested to see that because it's been fun to watch Nolan Edwards just kind of pop up out of nowhere and kind of become a guy that's around. And then COVID happened and we didn't get to see him progress anymore because there's no more wrestling. But I'm interested to see what he can do versus Kevin Koo. That's an interesting matchup in my opinion.
That's a big one. He actually wrestled Dom right before shutdown at UXWA. Okay. And that was really, really good. So that was kind of the take on that is we do that. He wrestled Dom, so now we see what he can do against Koo. And Kevin Koo is criminally underrated, man. Like when it comes to this style, Koo fits in the same as Dom does, honestly, from a standpoint of strong style and doing crazy stuff. And Koo's the man too.
Well, that's the thing. You guys have collected a group of people that can do this, you know, and even a match like, you know, John Wayne Murdoch versus Flash Thompson. Because Flash Thompson better be careful with that shit talking, you know, because Murdoch will make him pay. And that's brawl for all rules, which means you can punch dudes in the face, I guess. Is that what? Tell me, what are brawl for all rules as far as the way they'll be applied at Paradigm Pro Wrestling Heavy Hitters 2?
It's just the same, man. It's just a fight.
It's just like the original Brawl for All. It's just going to be
somebody wins and somebody loses.
Somebody's about to get knocked out, probably.
Well, is there going to be, you know, boxing gloves? Is it going to be like that, or is it just like a normal match, but you can punch people?
I believe we're going to have small gloves, like UFC style gloves, just so it's not as, you know. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm personally not going to involve myself in any way as far as rules regarding
Sure.
this match.
Well, we gotta let Chad know. Gotta let Chad know because that's his department, right?
Yeah, I've been told that it's going to be just like the Brawl for All, except perhaps the gloves may be MMA style, is all I've heard. But I'm sure I'll get a full update before showtime.
I'm sure Gary will provide him with a PowerPoint presentation as well.
A while back, Shamrock was running around doing this like bare knuckle boxing, and he had argued, which I don't think I would believe, him over myself and my own reason, but he said that like fighting with bare knuckles is safer than fighting with gloves. What do you think about that, Cam?
I'm not too sure about that.
Well,
I feel like gloves were kind of only developed in a world to where it was safer. I would think.
Well, I think what he's talking about is you can't hit somebody very hard with a broken. If you don't know that your hand's broken in those gloves, like you can hit somebody harder with the gloves than you can with your bare hand, because that's what he means by that.
Yeah, your hand's not protected, and so because of that, there's some impact there, and I think that's part of it too. You got to protect your hands while you're fighting. So, but interesting. Well, maybe we'll find out. Maybe one of them won't. So that's pretty awesome. Well, and then we got Calvin Tankman versus TBA. I don't know. I've never seen TBA wrestle before, and I'm very interested to see. But I love Calvin Tankman. What you guys can't tell us who TBA is?
We're currently in between things regarding.
Fair enough. I got you.
I do know that TBA wrestled the Invisible Man once.
Really?
I do know. I can't remember what company it was for. I'll probably say it was Herb Abrams UWF.
With a special guest referee, we would have this Invisible Man. So that'd be great. And then who would be the special guest informer in that match? That's what I want to know.
Snow. It's still Snow.
We need to do that all the time. Yeah. And then we can't be remiss. We talked about it earlier, but the Shooter versus Cole Radrick and UWFI rules with Myron banned from the arena.
Yeah, that's right.
That's going to be interesting, because it's going to be good to see what Fred can do without Myron and Injustice and the volunteer firefighter and whoever else Myron needs to, make sure old Fred doesn't prosper.
Yeah, those pants are gross. I don't like them. Now, just real quick,
those pants are it. They really are.
No.
Did you say they're shit?
No, they're it.
Oh, okay.
They're the
Those are Mouse's least favorite pants in all of professional wrestling.
Favorite pants in all of wrestling, man.
Yeah.
They're terrible. So just for folks that are wondering, the building in which Paradigm Pro Wrestling takes place is pretty fucking big. So there should be plenty of room for folks to have space if they need it. And, I would assume that going forward, wrestlers are going to be instructed not to get all up in the crowd and high-fiving people and all that kind of stuff. So I'm interested to see what the new pro wrestling's like. All right, folks. Well, thanks so much for listening to, make sure you get out to PAWCADE on July 11th out there in Indiana, and hit up, MidwestTerritory.com to find out all kinds of information about that. The Midwest Territory of Professional Wrestling is a tremendous website where you can go and get all the information about pretty much anything that's going on. Check out Paradigm Pro Wrestling on July 24th, the Heavy Hitters Tournament number 2 in Sellersburg, Indiana. And hopefully we'll see you guys there. I can't wait to, get to a show. And these might be some of the first shows that we get out to after all this. So we're looking forward to getting some episodes out covering all this stuff. And, for my guests, Cam from Paradigm Pro Wrestling and Chad French from MidwestTerritory.com, thank you so much for listening.